In today's episode of Homestead How, we try to cook the fanciest dinner we can that also happens to be frugal and keto. My daughter Katie helps me with this, and it sure does turn out amazing. One of the best meals we've ever made. We also have a lot of fun along the way.
You know how I know it's perfect? Because when I was a little girl like you, Katie, my mom used to make asparagus. You'd bite into it. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. And it was just pure mush. I think that's because she was getting them out of a can, and these are fresh.
Alright, I was joking about the asparagus. I think I actually used to make that out of a can and it was mushy. My mom is actually one of the best cooks I know. She makes an amazing chicken parmesan, bakes everything from scratch. Really one of the best cooks I know.
Carrie here from Homestead How. Welcome to our homestead. In today's episode, we're going to show you how to make a fancy dinner that's also frugal. This is chicken Cordon Bleu, which is a French term for award-winning chicken, I guess. This is the girls' favorite meal on the homestead. They always ask, can we have that chicken dinner thing again? And for a fancy dinner, this is pretty frugal. You just need some chicken breasts, or you could use chicken thighs, a little bit of Parmesan cheese. We have some ham, and to keep it frugal, we don't usually eat ham here. The girls like turkey, so I just got 4 slices of ham, because I'm making, actually I'm just making 3 of these, and some Swiss cheese. A couple of other things that you may have around your pantry. I'm gonna make this. I'm also doing keto. If you watch our channel, you maybe have seen that I just finished a 5.5 day water fast. I've had no food for 5.5 days. Yesterday was the first day I ate. So the first thing you do is you get some chicken breasts. You always want to be careful. Wash your hands. Don't cross-contaminate. Wash all the surfaces you end up touching. You got 3 chicken breasts here. Again, if you want to make this even more frugal, I haven't tried it yet. I've seen others do it. You could use chicken thighs, and chicken thighs usually have a lot more flavor than chicken breasts. So I'm going to attempt to butterfly this. It went pretty well. They're so thick, so you butterfly them, and then I'm going to pound them out with the tenderizer next. Once you almost get there, you can flip it and then cut the rest of it. See, like that's almost there, but not quite. When I was a teenager, I worked in an Italian restaurant, and I've probably done this like 500 times. I'm a little rusty right now, but one of the things I remember is you kind of push out when you do it. So pushing towards the edge to kind of stretch the meat that way. And you don't want to go too hard or you just tear it. And you want to kind of pay attention because this part right here is already really thin, so you really don't have to hit that much. This thicker part over here, the goal is to get it all the same thickness, and that way it'll cook evenly. And this is Black Forest ham I got from the deli. And again, I specifically got it thinly sliced and just a couple slices. I guess I know what I'm doing. I said give me a 1/4 pound and that was 6. So we got the Swiss cheese Katie just handed me, so I'm gonna put 1 on each. Okay, now we roll it up. The next step is, in the past, I've put this in milk and eggs, like an egg wash, and then breadcrumbs, panko, or just breadcrumbs. And you can of course do that, but I'm doing keto. I'm trying to do low carb. And so I'm gonna test this out. This could be a big disaster, but I'm gonna use mayo. I'm gonna brush mayo on here, and then I'm gonna use Parmesan cheese. Jen's cooked chicken for us before with mayo and Parmesan cheese. It sounds kind of gross, but it turns out amazing. So I'm thinking it'll be okay with this, although I'm a little worried because these are a lot thicker than just a I'm going to have this actually be the top though, because some of the ham and cheese is sticking out. I don't want that to go on the bottom. It'll probably just melt. So now I'm going to put it, this is our air fryer. I put some aluminum foil in there, Katie did. Hopefully. This might be a disaster. We'll see. Katie, I don't even know how to use this. Have you ever used this thing?
Yeah, not for uncooked meat.
So we put this in here. Timer on?
It's on 400 degrees.
We'll do 350. So we have it in the air fryer at 350 degrees for 30 minutes to start. Of course, keep a really close eye on it. While this is cooking, I'm gonna make the sides. I'm doing 2 sides, asparagus, which I guess asparagus isn't entirely frugal, but it was on sale the other day and Jen grabbed a whole bunch of it. And we're also going to do a really cool riced cauliflower. It's gonna look almost like fried rice by the time we're done with it. Katie's gonna help with this part, the cauliflower. She's gonna turn it into rice. She's gonna grate it. While she does that, I'm gonna start this sauce, which is a very simple sauce that isn't healthy. It's keto though, but there's a lot of butter in it and a lot of cream in it. So we start out with the butter, and I think you're supposed to put like a stick and a half in. And then once that melts down, I'm gonna put this white cooking wine in there. That's also 0 carbs. So over here, I'm starting my cream wine sauce. That's gonna go over the chicken cordon bleu. Over here, we're gonna cook up our riced cauliflower, and then back there, I'm gonna make the asparagus. Katie's starting the riced cauliflower right here. We'll show you that in a second, and then if you wanna look over here, you can see we've started our seedlings. It's beginning of March, and we have our seedlings going. So we're gonna rice up some of this cauliflower, and we'll show you how that looks. Ooh, that looks good. All right, do the whole thing. We're gonna do 2 of them. All right, it's kind of messy, but Katie got the cauliflower all riced up in the cheese grater. And over here, I've got this melting. This is where we're gonna cook the rice, and that's just some butter and a little bit of avocado oil. Now I'm gonna add some garlic and turmeric. This is ground turmeric. Add a bunch of this. That's gonna give it some good color too. Now I'm gonna add some coconut milk. This is also keto friendly. It's only 2 carbs. This is kind of like, you probably could just add cream, but oh, that doesn't look great. I just poked it. I was expecting there to be some creamy milk in there, but it's just like a solid. And then I noticed on here it says first pressing. So I don't know what that is. It's not milk. Put some of this in here. Not too much though, because we need it for our other part. We'll stir it up and hopefully it'll get a nice yellow color to it with that turmeric. So we have turmeric, garlic, and what's that root thing called I put in there?
Ginger.
Ginger. Now that this is going over here, I'm going to add the white wine to this, and this is just some butter.
I check on the chicken. Huh? Do you check on the chicken?
Okay, now we're going to check on the chicken. It says 15 minutes. Oh, it looks pretty good. Let's get you some light. Can you see that?
Yeah. The cheese might be cooked, the chicken might not be though.
Let's put it in there a little bit. Well, I don't want it to burn though.
Use your chicken thermometer.
We should put a piece of foil over the top of it and let it go a little. I don't know, this, I'm just making this up as I go. I'm gonna put this on the top just in case. I don't want it to get black on the top. Oh, we got nice yellow in here. Now I'm gonna add the cauliflower. Put that in there. Right now I'm smelling this, which has the white wine in it. It smells really good. The trick with cauliflowered rice is not to overcook it or it's just going to be a big mushy mess. So I'm going to put this cover on and I'm going to let it go for 3 minutes. I learned that from Bobby over at Flav City. I'll leave a link to his recipe below. Everything's getting nuts now. I'm going to throw this asparagus in there. The wine is cooking down with the butter. Okay. All right, it's been 3 minutes. This has been covered, so this rice should be almost perfect. The asparagus is going. I'm gonna add the cream to this. I'll do that first, actually. This is the rest of the cream. So we have white wine in there, butter and cream, really rich. We're gonna let it come down, but I'm thinking I'm gonna take the chicken out of the air fryer and let it finish in here. While that's reducing down, I'm gonna put the zest of a lemon in here. Or I'll just drop the whole lemon in like that. Oh, that smells good.
How much?
I don't know. Whatever you think is good. You can't possibly be wrong when you're cooking.
Unless you burn it.
Unless you burn it, which we're probably doing to the chicken right now. So this should be perfect now. We don't want to overcook this, so I'm taking it off the heat. We didn't season it. We gotta put some salt and pepper in it. I've got this Himalayan sea salt. Seems like a lot, but this is like 5 servings, so. And I've got some crushed black pepper. Stir that up just a bit. 1 spoonful. This is the first food I ate all day today, so it's gonna taste good. Wow. You gotta try it. Wow. It's really good. It just needs a little bit more salt. We're gonna put the salt. Here's the salt. A little bit more salt. All right, I'm gonna take the chicken out and put it in here. The name of the channel is Homestead How Learn With Us. We're just winging it. As you see, whether we're doing garden work, cutting down a tree, or making chicken cordon bleu from scratch. Oh my God, that looks so good. But I'm gonna put it in the cream sauce because then it'll soak up some of those flavors as well. This air fryer is something. Look at that thing. Get a shot of that. We gotta get a thumbnail. So we've completely annihilated the kitchen. I've been trying to clean as I go, but this is what happens every time I cook, and then Jen gets mad at me. Rightfully so. But this looks amazing. This air fryer is crazy. Look at this crust on here. It's just perfect. Nice caramelization. Even the side piece of the ham is nice and crusty. The chicken cordon bleu is an amazing crust, especially considering we're going keto. Now we're finishing the asparagus. Katie just dumped the asparagus out, it's cooked. I'm taking more butter. I know you guys are gonna yell at me, this is so unhealthy, so much butter, but I got no carbs in here. I'm putting the butter in the pan that the asparagus is gonna go in. So that's right there. And the reason I'm doing that is because every time you see asparagus, like in a commercial or at a restaurant, they always put a little pat of butter in the middle of it. What does that do for you? Nothing. I'm melting the butter, putting all the asparagus in there, and then swivel it around and brush it so each of the asparagus gets a little coating of butter on it. So much better, little salt and pepper, nice keto dinner. We're gonna have asparagus, chicken cordon bleu, and then this turned out amazing. I taste tested it. I've taste tested it a couple times afterwards. Fancy, frugal dinner. This is probably the fanciest dinner you can get for cheap. Usually when you think of a fancy dinner, you think of a steak or something that's really expensive. This chicken breast was on sale, the asparagus was on sale, and it's a heck of a lot cheaper than going out to eat. We've done extreme frugal dinners before. We did one called 42 dinners for under $20, where we actually cooked 42 dinners for under $20. And they were a lot cheaper than this. We could never afford chicken on a budget like that. But if you're looking for a fancy meal, maybe for a birthday or Valentine's Day, but you still want to stay frugal, this is it. Because out of all the meals I've ever eaten my entire life, 42 years on this earth, if I had to rank them all, this would be my favorite, chicken cordon bleu. It's so good with that wine sauce and the butter. Trust me, you'll love it. Recipe's gonna be in the description, so we're gonna finish this thing up now. I'm hungry, and we're gonna eat. I'm just letting this thicken a little bit more. I'm gonna put this cooked asparagus, we just boiled that lightly, into the butter, and get it all over there so each one of these pieces of asparagus is coated with the butter. Then we're gonna put a little salt and a little pepper on there, and then a little bit of black pepper. That is gonna be perfect. In fact, I'm gonna eat one right now. It's perfect. You know how I know it's perfect? Because when I was a little girl like you, Katie, my mom used to make asparagus. You'd bite into it. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. And it was just pure mush. I think that's because she was getting them out of a can, and these are fresh. I don't know if you can hear that. There's a little bit of texture to it, a little bit of crunch. You don't want to bite into a big mushy piece. Sorry, Mom. Emma, you can eat the cauliflower rice. That's vegetarian. And you can eat the asparagus. There's no eggs in it. Do we put eggs in it?
No.
No, there's no eggs in it. all done. It looks really good. Let's see how it tastes. First, I'm gonna try some of this rice. I don't know if you can see that or if it's in focus, but it looks almost like fried rice. The turmeric, butter, and a little bit of cream. Oh, that's good. The asparagus, we glazed it with the butter instead of just putting a pad on there. Just a little salt and pepper. Okay, now the big one. Let's do this. Chicken cordon bleu with the wine sauce. I'm so impressed with how well the crust came out. This is a zero carb. This is a zero carb crust. Normally when you do a crust, you gotta do an egg wash and you gotta put panko or breadcrumbs on there to get a good crust. Look at this crust. Look at that crust. Is that focused?
No, it's doing terrible. Oh, now it is.
Look at that crust, and it's so good. You'd think it's Parmesan cheese. This is gonna taste cheesy. It doesn't taste cheesy. It just tastes like a nice crunchy texture. If I could win the lottery and have unlimited money, the only thing I'd want in the world is a chef to cook me food like this every day. Because the amazing thing is, it's frugal fancy like I said, but this is low carb. There's almost no carbs in this at all. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this dinner. Frugal, fancy dinner. We've done a lot of frugal videos on our channel. Check out 42 Homestead Dinners. I'm done talking now because I gotta eat the rest of this before Alyssa takes the last piece over there. You like your rice or no?